My name is Lisa Simmerad, and I've been a teacher at the Art League since 1983. I started as a student at the Art League in 1979, where I was there about every day of the week.
My name is Delna Dastur, and I'm on the faculty of the Art League. I have been teaching at the Art League for over 10 years, I believe.
Joyce McCartan, teaching at the Art League a little over 15 years.
My name's Blair Meerfeld. I'm Ceramic Department Chair at the Art League, and I've been here a little over 5 years now.
I'm Marcia Steiger, and I'm an instructor for the Art League. I've been teaching for over 30 years, but not all of them for the Art League. For me, it's a very creative experience, so I enjoy the process of thinking about classes and also the outcome when students react and having them solve problems that I set up for them. How that surprises me sometimes, and I enjoy that.
People come in with their ideas, they'll take a class, often they'll show up with a book or a magazine and say, I want to do this. I've been in this long enough to where I have a technical background where I can, I've done pretty much everything once, most everything 2 or 3 times. So they can bring something in and I can tell them, well, we can do this, or we can approximate this with what we have. And the journey begins.
I have an art historical component to my classes, and I introduce a new artist every single time that I teach. I introduce the artists to a whole range of materials, starting with charcoal, moving on to pastel and pens and pencils, and then we start working with paint and gels, medium, and often we use collage. That way they're exposed to a whole lot of different ways of working.
My intention has always been to help beginning and intermediate students understand the principles of drawing and painting, the traditional ones, and then understand how modernists have pushed those principles to use them in new and adventuresome ways. The point is not to copy another artist so much as to learn from them and then use that information to begin the journey of finding your own voice in painting.
I often give them quotes from famous artists who are constantly saying that it is not possible to make good art without difficulties. So they will be frustrated, and they are, and it doesn't matter. They just have to push through and work through it. I want to also have them go into Washington to visit galleries and exhibits. So we share that in the beginning of the class. Where have you gone? Where should you go? So that they learn by looking.
I try to create an environment in my classes where everyone has courage to take a risk, to do something they've never done before. It's so fun when everyone is sort of working at a level that is tense and intense, but experimental. Everyone's curious about what the other person has done, especially in mixed media. I bring everything but my kitchen sink to my classes. And people use all kinds of things, sometimes in surprising ways that I've never seen.
The relationship I have with my students is really joyful to me. I look forward every semester to see who I'm going to be meeting. There are people from all walks of life, from all over the country, if not even all over the planet, and that we're coming together because we have one thing in common, which is the adventure of learning what we see, sharing what we think. I have made all of my best friends at the Art League.
Well, my students come from all walks of life. Some are ready to take art on after a long experience in other jobs, and some students have been working at their art for a number of years. But what I find wonderful is it becomes a community.
And you get to know people really well. You find out about their families, their career, and in that process, we work together better. We collaborate. I worked studio for about 25 years, and that leaves you in a pretty cloistered environment. And now that I'm in the middle of a school, every time I turn around, I see something new. and you see things and you think, well, I want to try that. Or you can't believe it worked. Sometimes at this point, I find watching other people grow and succeed as fulfilling as doing my own work. It's kind of neck and neck right now, which is why I love to teach.
I think teaching makes you consider your own work in a different way, possibly stimulating it to go a little bit further than it might if you were in a vacuum by yourself. Talking with students about art and inspiring them is inspiring to me as well.
We have teachers here who teach everything under the sun. So as I want to grow, I can be a student again, and off I go. My educator role in the Art League experience has been to grow the drawing department. I added more of a commercial art aspect to the school because I was also a full-time illustrator. So I started the graphite drawing aspect of the school, colored pencil as a techniques course, oil pastel, and chalk pastel as specific techniques courses, showing that every single week a different type or approach to using the medium rather than just one subject.
The other group that I teach and have taught is Soho, which is Space of Her Own. And there the girls are young teenagers. And with them, what I think is necessary is to introduce them to the fact that art can be part of their life. It doesn't have to be painting. I taught them how to paint shelves imaginatively so that they can use them into the space that they are creating. The children's summer camp, that of course is just plain fun for me. And I love teaching the little children and exposing them to all sorts of fantasy, speaking on their imaginations.
I've seen our programs grow to include children's classes more, and now we're even helping our wounded warriors. The thing that doesn't change is what keeps so many of our students here for decades, or that people who've moved away and come back can come back and feel they really didn't miss a beat, that it's just the same as it was before, that you can be welcome no matter where you are to become part of this community, and that we've never lost that. We've never lost our personal accessibility to our students.